Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us on TCM. I'm Ben Mankiewicz. You don't have to be a science fiction fan to know the name H.G. Wells, one of the most important and influential science fiction writers of all time. Hollywood turned many of Wells's stories into good films, including The Invisible Man, The War of the Worlds, The Island of Dr. Moreau, and The Shape of Things to Come. But Wells's most popular and first published novel from 1893 was the last to make it to the big screen. It's the movie we have coming up next. From MGM in 1960, it's The Time Machine. By now, it's a familiar story for most of us. Rod Taylor stars as a Victorian-era scientist and inventor who develops a device allowing him to travel back and forth through time, simply put, a time machine. His colleagues scoff at him, and nobody scoffs quite like the British. But the time machine works, and the undaunted inventor fires it up to discover what the future holds for mankind. Wells always thought the story would make a good movie, but the studios never really showed much interest, instead opting to make movies out of Wells's other books. Well, then, in 1953, producer George Pal turned Wells's War of the Worlds into a hit movie, and the Wells family was impressed. They contacted Pal and told him he could have an option on any H.G. Wells story he wanted, and Pal chose The Time Machine. Sadly, Wells died in 1946, never getting to see either of Pal's films. But odds are he would have been impressed. Others certainly were. This movie was a success at the box office and an Oscar winner for Best Special Effects. From 1960, also featuring Alan Young, Sebastian Cabot, and Yvette Mimieux, The Time Machine.